Okay, okay. All right, let's make sure we live first. I'ma be alright tonight. Oh, we live. Check the volume. Okay, we good, we good. So what I may do is share this link. If I can pull in a few. I'll be one of the greatest, just being honest. Always wanted to be famous, just being real and just being honest. Uh, I'll be alright tonight. Sorry if y'all hear my daughters crying in the background. They some crybabies. And they always get loud and want to cry right when I'm live. Let's see here. Digital art stream. And see, this stuff I need to take care of before I even come on here. I'm late. Trying to change. There we go. You don't have to call. Don't take it. I'll be alright tonight. You don't have to call. Dun 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 dun. Take it. Come on by. Link in bio. All right. So there was a picture that I kind of want to work on. Let's see if we can get started. So let's go ahead and switch to, is it this screen or this one? This one. David knows. Hey man, what's going on? What's going on, man? Ken R3, what's up, brother? Not much, man. Finna get a little drawing going on. Well, at least I'm gonna try to. So we're gonna hit the background with like a really light gray, like almost about right here. We'll come about right there. With that, make sure that my brush is working properly. Sometimes my drivers be trying to reset on me. It's a red, so we're gonna back out of that. We'll grab this here. Is that it? There we go. And we'll do something like this. And we'll make it just a tad bit darker up top, but not too much. I feel like I can't see my whole frame. He said, that's crazy. I'm drawing right now as well. That's what's up, man. Great minds think alike, you know what I mean? I get my frame in the screen here. So we'll come down, have just a little lighter up. I mean, a little darker up top, a little lighter toward the bottom. Grab that. Something like that. That'll be fine. Now I want to try and get a little bit of this contour sketched in a little bit. I'm gonna do it all on one layer because I don't feel like doing multiple layers and all that. So we'll start about right here. We're just gonna try to round that over. I might be a little rusty, so I do apologize. So drawing is very relaxing. Love to paint as well. Oh yeah, man. I haven't painted in a while, but I definitely got to get back at it. The pictures that are in the background back here, this Biggie picture I painted, and this Nipsey Hussle picture I painted as well. Just like I said, I got to get back to it. I ain't did it in a while. All right. Let's see here. All right, so I'm kind of manipulating that a little too much. We'll come up about straight this way as best as we can. Looking at this now, I can tell that we are a little off already. Coming up this way, you won't be able to catch all of that. So we may have to back that up and change that a little bit. So what, you painted those? Oh yeah. Yeah, I painted this Biggie picture back here. It was a while ago. I probably got to find a video showcasing the actual painting and everything. But yeah, I did a painting of that, and I did a digital art painting of Nipsey before, but I didn't finish it. I got it on my YouTube. I gotta find those up, pull those up. Said, wow, those look great. Straight talent. Appreciate it, man. Said, dude, you are talented. I appreciate it, man. I just gotta get back to it. I've been kind of neglecting that particular craft of mine, so I gotta get back on that. All right, let's see if we can actually get this together here because I'm gonna come up here. Oh, I wonder, should I change the orientation of this canvas? Image, convert, space, resize canvas. So I kind of just want to swap these. So we'll do 1080, 1920. All right, so we'll just swap that. And then we'll come back to this airbrush tool, come back up top, and we'll leave it like that. Make it just a tad bit dark up here. And that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. Come back to our pencil tool. And would you be willing to take requests and paint for others for a price? Yeah, absolutely. I've done some acrylic and some oil paintings as well for some people. So I'm most definitely open to taking some requests. Haven't done it in a while, be a little rusty, so it may take me a little time to adjust to things. As you can see, I'm struggling just to get this contour on this drawing. It's weird, man. Sometimes you'll go to draw something and it just comes to you, and then sometimes it just seems like you be struggling. This particular picture is real simple, nothing extravagant going on, but I wanted to play around with the colorway and the contrast in the background and all that. Sorry if you hear my daughters in the background yelling. But I've been wanting to work on just taking things that are really simplistic and making it look as real as possible digitally, because that's why I tend to struggle the most is digital art, not necessarily the greatest at it. And not getting bogged down on like details right away. Learning how to get sort of somewhat the contour down and just move on and not get so bogged down on trying to get those fine details in. You see stuff and you want it to turn out right, and you just like, oh, I can't wait to get to, to this part, or wait to see how this comes together. And before you know it, you sort of rushing things and everything just turns out terrible. I probably should have went with a darker shade on that, but we'll roll with that. We'll roll with it. Okay. So what I would like to do is kind of go in and block in some colors. But what I think I'm going to continue to do is just to work on the contour instead of going too far ahead. So right around here, we'll do around there. Friend of mine, she does this and she's extremely good at it. And she has like the hotkeys set up. I still haven't set up any hotkeys or like my shortcuts and stuff like that, which I should have set up or at least know what they are. They out there popping fireworks already. Goodness. They popping fireworks too early sometimes. You take all the fun out of it because they just do it so soon. We'll come down about right here. What's she talking about? Thank you. There. Let's see if we can come around here with the sole right under that midsole. And I see how some guys will like do multiple layers and they'll have like the rough draft and they'll come back and kind of top it off and make it a little more polished. We're just working on one layer, no multi layers or anything like that. We'll come up here. Will that be enough room? I hope so. We'll go up this way. Come straight up here. We'll come down here. And then from here on back is a little bit of a break there. Give me a second. Yes, DM me the scent you want. Okay. Give me just a second. Messaging someone about a fragrance. I look good today. Heavenly Oaks. Aqua Celestia. I got Creed Aventus. Green Irish Tweed. These must be the newer ones. Ariana Cloud. Dior Home Sport. Ooh. That one smells pretty good, Debonair. And Dior Home Sport don't sound like a bad move. They got Zoologist Hummingbird. They got Grand Soir. Please tell me they got Afternoon Swim, because I might have to see if they'll do a mix for me. Mischievous is that's a signature for them. Mischievous Mobile, Mischievous. Euclid's Angel. They got Border Freak, Beach Walk, Let me see. Hey, how's it going? I was looking at your website and I really like the way that your your signature scent sound. If you could send me one of those, that would be great. I was looking at Mogul. I think it was Mogul or I may be getting the name mixed up on that one. Let me look at it again. I want to say it was either Mogul or the one that was named. I guess Mogul was like a flanker or something like that. But I was looking at the signature scent. Okay. So here, that comes over a little bit and that comes down. Right behind this is where we're going to have to bring that swoosh in. And just being able to get used to this drawing pad has been probably the most challenging part of this. And we'll come up around right here. That's a little wide, that bottom part, but that's fine. We can probably work around that. Just want to get these sections down. We'll come up around here and we'll bring this down right about there. Come back a little bit here. Come out. That's going to come down. Like that. And then I came up here. So maybe bring this one. I'll probably need to erase that and bring that back this way. So that's what we'll do. Oh, I forgot it was gray. So we'll back that out. And we'll just come with the actual spray. Drop that size. Oh, shoot, that's the darker one. Trial and error. There we go. And we'll just do it that way. I can keep that background fairly the same. I look good today. I smell good today. I smell good today. I smell good today. So it seems like I came down a little far. So maybe if I would have came about right here and then came back that way, right around here, that might be a lot better. And then we can probably bring this down just a tad. Grab that. I'm gonna slowly erase that. We can do this one over. We could probably do that over. That's perfectly fine. I felt like it should have came down a little bit further. Oh, I came over a little bit, but that's fine. Ain't gotta be perfect, just trying to get it set in place. Okay, got that. That's gonna come around. We'll drop down a little bit and then come back up here. Got that bottom sole there. What what I love being able to finally do is start to add like the values, add that different darkness and things like that. This stuff is always super cool. So I want to start off with like the darker values first. So for the most part, there's not a lot of drawing that I need to do. It's mainly just popping in those colors in the right places. Sorry for my daughter's whining and crying in the background. So we'll go ahead and just airbrush it in. Drop the size. And we'll come right up to center here. And for the most part, we can go ahead and do most of that black because that's going to be the color coming right up the center. I might switch the brush. Go to my brushes here and switch it to something like this. It's a bit more straight up. And just popping in those colors. Switch back to the brush for this one. And nothing's going to be perfect. Just dropping in these different values first and then coming in and trying to finagle everything afterwards. So we got black here, we got black there. I want to say it's going to be some right around here. We have a string coming down there, but we'll save that for later. Okay, next values. So we got like a red, but it's almost like a dark crimson. How did it switch to that? So it's like here, but it's a bit darker. Almost like right there. So we'll roll with that. And we'll drop that in. I like working with the airbrush because it gives me a little bit more leeway to work with. Some of the other ones are just like, it just hits you with a straight up line right away. And this one lets me kind of work it a little bit gradually and kind of work it in there a little bit slower. Like I said, it's been a while since we did this, so we're going to see how this turns out. Got a little bit of room there. There's red around that part. It's a little bit of red towards the bottom. We can come in and just draw that, and then we can kind of edge some of that off a little later. Let's see. Now we got a almost like a North Carolina blue, but it's just like a tad bit darker. So it's like almost here, here, and just about here. And they got it on the same shoe, like a two-tone colorway that they got going on. So you got like this white sort of midsole, the Nike sign, and then immediately under that you got this blue colorway that comes down. So that's going to come down about right there. That Nike sign there, and then blue colorway is going to come down the remaining way here towards the back. That black is right there. Got the white there. Got the blue here. I'm just slowly trying to block in some of these colors. Trying to see what else we got. Okay, we can go from there and probably start tightening up some of these sections. And what I always like is being able to zoom in and get real precise where you want to work at. So we're going to start here at the back. And we'll try to tighten it up a little bit. So right here on the back, you got like a little bit of a grayish, whitish reflection that's going to hit right here coming down. We can also tighten up this line a little bit as well. So we'll come in with that dark gray airbrush, and I'll probably try and grab a line and see if that'll help me get it a bit tighter. It's kind of fading it. Oh, messed up. Hold on. Let me just use the mouse here. Made it a little tighter. Not bad. And we'll come in. No line. Kind of fade that out a little bit. I did a picture where I was like trying to draw Kobe, and that one was actually really cool. Like I really enjoyed making that particular picture. This is going to have like a little bit of a curve going on back here for the back of the shoe. And then there's going to be a bit more white in that highlight. Bring the size up here just a little bit. And also I can find where are my favorites at? There we go. Blending tool. Drop the size. And just real softly try to blend that. Bring some of that down. So some of that is going to hit that blue a little later on as well. But we're just going to focus on this black portion of it. And actually, some of this blue might end up coming down this way and interrupting that. So we ain't got to worry about too much of that. Kind of blend that in a little bit. Now this top portion is a bit more of a lighter gray, and it kind of has like a little bit of a stubby sort of texture to it. I don't know if I'll be able to capture all of that. What do I have right now? I got my airbrush tool. It just seems weird. Okay. I never known for it to be square. Okay, it was just real small. Okay. It actually seems lighter than that with like a tint of blue. So we'll bring it up just a little higher and see if I can change this wheel to like a bluish. Keep it in the grayish kind of area. about right there. It's kind of got like a little bit of a cooler temperature on it. That's perfect. That's perfect. And that was something that I had to learn how to do, is recognize like temperatures and realize like everything isn't going to be the exact same, so far as like how it's presented, the temperature and all that. Having to realize that was important as well. So back here on the back of this, it isn't going to come down as deep as I have it. It's going to come up a little bit more, and it actually is supposed to like stretch further out that way. So the black is going to come over a little bit more this way and create like a little bit of a stop here. Like so. And then that's going to swing around the back. It actually don't look too bad. But I want to create just a bit more of a edge here. Like I said, there's not a lot of drawing necessarily that's happening right now. Mainly just blocking in colors in the rightful place, and then coming in with like finer details afterwards. So see, I like got just a little bit of that shine back there. There's been quite a bit of time on it, but once we get everything going, it'll be worth it. I will kind of fade that off in the back. Adding in the details to make this little blue part sort of come off of that shoe, because it is like a little bit of a lifted portion. That's going to be extremely important to make it look as realistic as we can. So, like in this case, you'll see the stitching, which is going to be sort of like somewhat of a dark blue. Trying to mimic that without painstakingly going through one by one is going to be difficult, but that might be the only way. So we'll take, what should we do? Paintbrush, airbrush, pencil. Let's try the pencil. Up the size, up the opacity. We'll select this blue and just get a darker shade of it, and that'll be the stitching color. Drop the size. Nah, I don't know if drawing that's going to be a smart move. I want to just be able to sort of touch it and then move on. I might actually use my mouse if I can. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. Kind of. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to that edge. So this edge is going to actually stretch past here. We'll go back to the pencil. And that's going to come up this way. Like so. That lets me know where to place that. That's going to come down. And that's going to meet right around here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And it'll come there. Okay, so I want to try and create that stitching effect. We'll come back up. Brush. This color here. Slowly brush that in. Fill that in there. Grab that again. A darker blue. Grab my mouse and see if we can slowly add in some stitching. I don't like this, but it's rough. And it looked like there's two stitching points on here as well. One that's a bit closer to the edge. Oh, I forgot you can get closer. Makes it a little easier. Looks terrible here, but it may look better once I zoom out. Not the best, but I can see where it's going. One. I just want to slowly go in and add in what looks to be like stitching around that edge. Lost track of my mouse. There we go. And I'm also have to add in like just a little bit of shading around that as well. And I don't want to put these too far apart because the stitching is really close and uniform. So I don't want to have these too far apart and it looks like just random lines around the contour. Like there, that's a lot of space. That, there. Just kind of filling in where I need to. Oh, erase that last one. I was a little far down than what I wanted. It's coming. It's coming together. Getting there slowly. Let's see here. So there's nothing coming down this side, like the back side, or you can't see it per se. So also what I want to create is a little bit of a darker shade right around that. So we'll come with that color and then lighten it just a little bit. Grab the airbrush tool. We'll have to zoom in so I can try to get as precise as I can. I just want to add just a little bit of a shadow to that edge. Back this out and move this up. Now some of these parts don't need this shadow, so I might be overdoing it on some of these parts, which is fine. We'll go back in with the original color and just kind of clean that up a little bit. Some of these parts actually got like lighter shades, like towards here actually gets like a little lighter. Um, come towards the bottom. We'll make that just a little bit of a fade of a shade of it down there. This is probably like my favorite part of doing these digital or any art, is being able to come in, drop that shading and really, hone in on some details. That'd be so much fun. We'll come in right here. And on this backside, right where that shadow was casting, you get like a little bit of the same sort of deal down here on the blue portion. Bring that down. We'll get just a little heavy-handed up here. And we'll bring that all the way down, actually. Just adds like a little bit of reflection on that. Give it that sort of padded leather look. Looks good, looks good. All right, we'll continue with adding that stitch. Let me go back and zoom in here. I'm glad that it retains that same size. I ain't got to resize it every single time that I visit it. Let me sort of hit this line here. So I almost lost my spot there. It's weird. Once I touch this, it seems like it applies it kind of randomly. And then that white sort of swoosh is going to come in right around here and come up. Okay, so we'll leave that be. And we'll come with that second line and follow up. It's like it's hard to apply some of these spots on here. Not bad, not bad. I like that shade around that edge. It's a little lighter there, the reflection back there. Not bad. Then we have the logo right up top. So we'll come about right here. And let's try to get some of that drawn in. We've got our pencil. And it's kind of sitting sideways. Let's see if I can get this. So it's sort of catty cornered. At the top part is around it. You come down. And then you got like this little drop here. This side is a bit sharper from the way that it's angled. That drops down. That comes over a little bit. This part dropped down, but it's a bit less harsh on that angle. Comes about right there. And then you're going to make as best as we can Try to connect that. That's not too bad. And we'll clean it up because we're going to fill it in and everything like that. So we'll clean that up. Drop the size. And we'll zoom in. Let's try to fill it in as much as we can. Where did it go? Is this the same tool? Oh, it didn't switch colors. That is not what I asked for. Okay, there we go. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. I think I might need to take a little restroom break. So we may put this down for a second and come back. Get that in there. Backside coming together, not looking too bad. Still working on it and getting some things going. All right, I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom right quick. Okay. We are back. So what were we doing? We were coloring in that logo. Let's see if we can try to clean up some of the lines on this without messing it up too much. We'll drop the size down just a little bit more. Or is that too little? It might be too little. Let's try to clean up some of the edges if I can. Some of it should be just fine. Let's see. Yeah, from here it doesn't look too bad. It just looks a little ratty up close. Okay, so it still looks a little flat. These little the ridge to this right here still looks flat. So I want to elevate that a bit more, add some depth to it. So let's see. Turn my phone down. So right on the edge, I see like quite a bit of white or gray that's lifting it up from that back part. And there's also just a little bit of a lip that goes or stretches around that corner. So right around here, you'll see it stretches out just a little bit more, creating a little bit of a lip and showcasing a little bit more depth. Right around that, you're going to see maybe a darker shade of that, maybe even darker than that. And then that might be a little too bright. It is more so like gray. So maybe around here. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. This dirty, sort of muted, barely noticeable gray. Going from there on around. So I want to do it as thin as I can without it being too thin. We're getting a little off track here. It should be fine. I feel like we're getting a little off track. It should be okay. And then whatever else, I can come back in and clean it up. And it just kind of raises it up a little off of that black line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was too terrible. I'm kind of come in softly, add in a little bit more. Try to create a little bit more depth on that. Let's see, so it comes up a little bit more, separates itself. Not too bad. Okay, so we have that. Let's work this other blue section. So we'll come in with this, the brush, up the size, and we'll kind of go around those edges on this one. Now this one looks like it has a bit more shadow going on due to some of the objects that's overlapping it. Even right here. So if we was to come here, come down, just get slightly heavier handed here. Get out a little bit more. And we can probably honestly darken that one up just a little bit with that blue. Try to slightly blend that in so it won't be so stark. Overall, most of that section is just going to be darker than the one above it. Slowly trying to fade in some of those. Drop the size. And we'll come about right here. Adding in those fine details later is going to make this like so cool. Jump back to favorites. And we'll try to blend in some of these lines. I don't like how stark they are. Blend in a lot of that. Okay. And then that's going to kind of come in a little bit with some black. Hit that shape a little bit more. That's going to come up a little bit with a little bit of that white. Shape that up a little bit more as well. All right, so let's grab some white. And we'll try and come up. Oh, wait, that's a little bit too bright. Well, you know what? That might be what we need, though. Yeah, we'll need that. So we'll use that. That's fine. I didn't realize I needed to come in and brighten that because the background is gray, but the shoe isn't. There's some gray values that touches the shoe, but for the most part, it's going to be white around this area. Come up there. Come up here. And then right around here is going to be that swoosh going towards the back. I don't know if it cuts off any of this blue part or not, but I want to say it does. More than likely, like right around here. Perfect. So we have that part, and it's kind of going up into that. So the black will probably help me facilitate that a little bit easier. I'm gonna come up here. And then that white should help me clean up this bottom line. Okay. Yeah, adding in that white is going to definitely make that pop from that background. I didn't even realize that. And it kind of gets a little grayish in there. We'll come back to that later. For right now, I want to clean up this blue contour right here. So we'll grab black. And it looks like right around here is going to drop inward around here and come up. Let me check what I'm doing here. It's going to come in about right there. And then that's going to round off there. We'll come back up. Okay. It's coming together. It's coming together. We're gonna get it together slowly but surely. All right. But just seeing that little reflection back there, it definitely brings it and ties it in a lot better. Let's go ahead and detail in the stitching on this last blue part we just worked on. We'll grab the brush. Can I add this one to my favorites? Assign to tag favorites. Okay. We'll zoom in here and we'll run the same program. Now there is a little bit of a darker lip that comes right over where these two meet. So what I will do, grab that, grab this darker blue, and I'm going to make it just slightly darker than normal. Drop my size just a little and try and follow this contour just to create that little shadow right before that line. And then I'll come with just a little bit of black to kind of help me out with that. Just right at the top of it. Oh, got a little heavy on that part. So I might blend that down to try to help that not look so stark and obvious. Don't want it to look too tony. Make this just a little larger. There we go. Just blend that shadow down just a little. Let's see how that looks. A lot better. That's a lot better. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, and then now we're going to go ahead and continue the stitching. There are some lighter shades that's happening up there, but we'll work on that later. We'll come with the dark blue. Grab my mouse. Am I tripping or what? Okay. And just slowly add in these. Try not to space it out too far. Back it up, see what you're looking like. Don't look bad. I wonder, should I make it bigger? I feel like it could be slightly bigger. Just slightly. I'm gonna bag that up and see how that looks. It's better. It's better. I could probably space that out just a little bit more, since it does seem like it's a little bigger. Now that stitch stops there, but there is like a hard cut, line that hits right here. So what we'll do, grab our airbrush and we'll try and compensate with that. Oof. And I can clean it up with the other colors, but yeah, that's a harsh one right there. But it is a bit of a hard stop right there. We'll take our blending. We'll take our blending tool and try to ease that out a little bit. She is loud as hell in there. Come on the red side and do the same. Try to soften it up. It's still a harsh line, but I don't want it to be as harsh as it was. That's still harsh. But it's not like a total mesh of color either. See how that looks? Still really harsh. Or maybe if I just clean it up with the other colors instead of trying to fade it out. Go with the airbrush tool, our original blue here, and we'll just try to clean it up slowly with the surrounding colors. Like I said, this is mostly just trial and error. We're still real new to the digital art, and we have no sort of structure. We'll press the letter P to select our color picking tool so I can pick that exact red. Somehow I got lost on my color wheel up here. And so that's one way I can kind of keep that color true while I'm still painting and working on everything else. Just try to blend some of that upwards. That's a little bit better. That's a lot better. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I can work with that. Got a little bit of a line that shine through there. Get rid of that. Now this is going to continue to loop there. And it's supposedly come over the Nike sign and then come back up. So it should come up like that. Let's see. Make sure we actually got this looking decent. It don't look too bad. I'll rock with that. I'll rock with that. Clean this up over here. Get rid of some of that leftover color from that red. I'm liking it, man. It's coming together. Slowly adding in some details, and so far I'm liking it. We'll grab this. Grab that dark blue. Like I said, it stopped right around there and just became that stark line. So we'll go ahead and continue over on this side. And we'll go right along that contour. Yeah, that's good. That looks good. Making it a little bigger was a great idea because those lines were so small. It just looked a little off, just slightly. So we'll come back, and I want to say we need to make a double stitch on that again. Well, actually, no, that one like it's a singular stitch. Like it's just one row of stitching on that one. Okay. Another detail on here is there's a little bit of light reflecting right around here, showing light peeking through. So we'll grab this, our brush tool, drop the size a little bit, and we'll make somewhat of a reflection of light off of this side here. We may have to fade it down. Grab just a little bit of white right in there. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Now there's other parts right on that that we'll come to later in kind of detail, because we have the shoestring that's going to come right here and hang down. So we'll come to that later. So far, that part doesn't look too bad. What I want to work on now is the tongue area and kind of get some of that detail going. That's going to definitely start pulling things in and making things a bit more believable. So what we'll do is this sizing on this is somewhat accurate to what I want. I may add in just a little bit more towards this side. But yeah, this is fairly decent to what I was expecting and wanting. Just a little bit smaller. And I can clean that up later if I need to. So the tongue has like a nice grayish sort of movement going on. So what we'll do, we'll take about, that's kind of perfect, the amount of gray that I'm looking for. We'll come about right here, come up, and we'll bring that down to about here, right where that meets. So bring that over. So we're going to enlarge that a little bit. I guess I just love being able to come in and add like those smaller details and just sort of bring everything to life a little bit more. So we're painting over the black, but we can come back and add black to sort of add in more of those other areas and some of those other movements that we see in the tongue of the shoe. We'll come in about right here. Oh, that's actually a nice little black little spot here. If I could get that in the right spot, it's about here. Perfect. That's perfect. And so that shoestring will be hanging right here. Perfect. All right. That's good. So now we'll come back to here. And I want to create like a line that stretches across. Like so. That line is as dark as it can get. Now I can kind of come up here and just create just a little bit of movement from here to about here. And that's going to be darker, but it won't be as black as some of the other areas. And that's what I love about drawing, just seeing the different values, the different intensities in some of the colors, realizing like everything isn't going to be the same on one portion of the picture compared to the next. You'll have some movement, different things like that, and it just makes it very unique, the whole experience. These shadows that are down here are kind of accurate to what I need. It gets a little darker right here, but not too much. And then right up above this, or probably like right up in here, that's going to be super fun to do. So that is going to be our Nike logo. So what I might do is just use a little bit of white, add just a tad bit of gray to it. Not a lot, just a little bit. That is going to come right over the top of this, kind of right here. And it's going to sit right around there. So from there on back over here, actually. So I may have to change some of my shadows, kind of recompensating some other areas. So I forgot all about the placement of that. Okay. Real softly try to get rid of some of that area. Coming along. All right, now getting this logo is going to be a little annoying, but not too bad. Now on this logo, it's not the same color as the white of the shoe. So I do need to make this a tad darker. Grab that. And just kind of darken that up just a little bit, not a lot. Because it's not going to be the exact same color as the midsole. Now we will need this particular red, but it's going to be just a smidge darker than the red is on the shoe. And drawing this is going to be a headache. Let's pull this up. I'm going to zoom in here. Let's try and get the actual swoosh on this together first. And I can probably try to piece everything else around it. Not right there. Oof. Yeah, that one didn't that one didn't turn out right. I get just a little bit more of a bend on that check mark. Okay, so that bottom line isn't right. And we can just clean it up afterwards. Okay, so I can rock with that, and I can just clean up this side of it. Back here, increase that size just a little bit. Try to fill that in. Okay. That isn't the best. I can kind of clean it up instead of stretching it out further with some of the other color here. Oh, can I fix that? It doesn't look that bad. I could live with that. Let me bag it up, see how it looks. I could definitely live with that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Now, right above it and right below it, you're going to have a few letters and words. So let's see if we can work on air down here. Uh, here. I believe I can fit it in here. Come down with this eye. Listen, I'm trying my best here. I'm trying to freehand this and not completely mess it up. And the letters don't look like they're that far apart, but there is a little bit of space in between each one. Let's bag up and see how it looks. Not bad. I can live with that. I'm not completely mad at that at all. It ain't going to be perfect since we're freehanding everything and we're not the best at it, but it's going to work. Come down with that leg of that R. I feel like the letters are a little thicker, but I don't want to do too much because I kind of like what we got going so far. Okay, let's come up top. Let's see what we can pretend to do up here. Now, these letters are a bit more laid down up top. So they're kind of like this, going along with the contour of the tongue. It's not super legible either. So we're going to come down about there. and then come right back up like that. We'll come down right here, really close. Like I said, nothing is really, it's not facing you like that. It's kind of catty cornered. We'll come down here. This will be the beginning of that K. That kind of comes upward. Still want to kind of keep it somewhat straight lined to where everything is somewhat uniform. And then the E, if I can, without it looking too sloppy. Now, how does this look? I'm not mad at that. It ain't the best, but I'm gonna rock with that. Okay. I'm gonna shoot a picture of this to my wife so I can show her what I'm working on. Okay. So we got most of the tongue completed. On the side over here, yeah, everything is kind of accurate so far as where it's placed, which I'm glad about. I'm definitely glad about that. It's not too out of place, not too wild. Everything is coming together fairly. Okay, so this tongue portion here, like I said, that gray part that I had painted on there, that's going to come right underneath here. It's going to come straight down. Create a little bit of a indenture here. I'm going to come down some more. And you're going to start getting into some of the shoestrings. So a lot of the shading will be extremely important. Oh, it's a little too large. Go to favorites here. Increase that size. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with softening some of these lines. You're going to have some harsher lines at places, but every once in a while, try to come in and blend some things and just smooth some things out so it's not so harsh. Now, I had did a line above it, and I went a little too early with that. Right below that logo, it's going to be a really dark line before it starts the rest of that tongue. That might be a little big. That's fine. We can clean it up. That's fine. And we'll just follow that around and then just clean it up accordingly. Some people around the world for love. What you won't do for love. You tried everything. So we can come in with this lighter gray and kind of clean up some of that darker line so it won't be so thick. And kind of clean that up a little bit. People around are full of. See what we got. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm not mad at that at all. All right, let's go ahead and get a little bit more detail for the bottom portion of the tongue. Grab that. That's going to come down a little bit here, and then we'll come across. And that's going to be one of the first creases for that tongue. Keep it black. Stretch out that size a little bit more. And we'll come up here. Some people don't know what for love. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, won't give up. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. So adding in some lighter gray highlights will be key in getting more detail out of this tongue area. So what I'll do is I'll slightly come up on this here, just slightly. And then lightly come in, adding in just a lighter gray value to it. Get just a little heavy-handed, not much. And people run away for love. Drop the size a little. Come in with a little detail like that. That'll make it stand out a lot more. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, won't give up. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so we got that second portion done. I think we might be ready to add some shoestring details in here. Okay. So one of the ways I'm going to be able to keep that shoestring highlight is by having that light gray detail. So we'll come in. That string is going to wrap from around here, and it's going to come straight across and connect right around here. So we'll add that just like a little. Like that. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we'll come in with some a little bit more black. We'll draw in that shoestring. Now it's black for the most part around here, so having that top shadow on there is going to be important, and then having a little bit of some color underneath it will help out as well. So we'll just do something like that for right now, just to kind of help out with the visual. Okay, back to black. Because the bottom portion of the shoestring is still black. It's not a whole lot of light at the bottom portion of it, but right up top it is. And it also comes down and protrude out a little bit on this side. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give. There's a little bit of a lighter gray coming in right around here. But you know, got a thing for me. I can't let go. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. And you get some of that detail on this side as well. I'll just come in real lightly and add in some of that. Come back in with some more black right around here. Get rid of that lighter mark that I had placed. And like I said, come in with, select the letter P, come back in with my brush, and I can just erase right over that. Without messing up too much. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I like that. That's looking clean, man. I'm definitely feeling that. That's cool. Mm, 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 mm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So let's work on this red area, because that's going to add a nice amount of detail as well. Got a few parts of light reflecting off of it, and there's a portion of it that hangs over the white part of the shoe that casts a shadow, so that'll be pretty cool to see that as well. Let's see. We'll come in and clean that up down here. Real careful. Some people who run the world for love. Part of me want to go ahead and just add in more of that white detail to really bring out that shoe. I want to wait to do that though. All right, so this red portion, as I said, we got a little bit of a darker side right around that stitching. We'll select this, which will probably be a better shade. Come in just a tad bit darker. Lower the size, and then we'll zoom in as well. So let's see, let's try to draw that on. I'm just working around that edge Oh man, that's a little dark though. There's some darker portions, but it isn't that dark. So we may have to come back in and kind of soften some of those areas up. And that was my fault. I came in using the mouse, so the line was a bit more stark than I was expecting. We'll kind of come around that way as well. What you want to do for me? You tried everything, you won't give up. What you want to do for love? You tried everything, won't give up. We'll do just a darker shade for the stitching. Grab that. Yeah, is that too big? I feel like it is. We'll back it up a little. Drop that size down. So I'm trying to be lazy about it. Let me. That's just too large. Drop the darkness a little bit more. Drop the size a little bit more. All right, that'll work. We'll just trace around that contour. How's it looking? Looks good, looks good. Missing some of these parts here. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. Got a thing for you, I can't let go. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. And we're just going over the contour, creating that stitching. What you want to do for love? You try everything, you won't give. Okay, so I did write on this one all the way into roughly around here. There's going to be some stitching that's going to come up and connect up here. So we'll go here. Make sure I do this right. Come back. That's going to come up here, 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 and maybe here to kind of create that somewhat of that edge. That isn't going to be as rounded down here. So I may need to adjust this part just slightly. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Come on by. We are still here. What is going on, bro? I have arrived. So I'm over working on some digital art, messing around with some Krita. It's the software that I use. So this is the picture that I'm trying to replicate here on my phone here. So we'll see how everything goes on. The Hokage perfume, Sage of 6 cents. What's good with you, bro? How your day been? So I may need to clean up this side here. It's not as stark as I was wanting or needing it to be. Right around here is good, but right here it gets a bit more clean cut and not so rounded. So this week has been insane. Man, I could imagine. I could imagine. So we'll come in with some white and we'll kind of clean that up as best as we can. Yeah, man, just trying to. So I think I sold all 15 bottles. Sold 15 bottles in 1 week. I normally sell 4 a month. Oh, that's some good. That's some good numbers, man. That's some great numbers. I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad it's coming together for you. Oh yeah, I don't need that one. I need to get this one. Says that is looking nice, fam. Yo, I appreciate it. It's coming together. Just trying to get all these contours together. I'm freehanding everything and it's coming together cool, but I'm just trying to line this up correctly. This looked a little bit more round than what I needed it to. Labu say it's been cool, man. I haven't really been wearing it this week as much. I think I tried it on earlier this week, but I've been wearing a lot more oils. I got an oil aqua sapphire that I've been really rocking and testing out. One of my favorite scents from Bodecia, the Victorious, and just been chilling. Just been chilling. All right, grab that. Grab this. And we'll try to make some more of these stitchings. Readjust that. Some people. I was going in and trying to like slowly add like the little details to it. Try to brighten it up. Sounds like a fire name. Must be good. It's hella good. It's like this bluish green, almost creamy sweet seaweed, if that makes sense. It's like a bluish green aquatic with like a creamy sweet seaweed kind of a feel to it. The seaweed may be contributing to that green vibe that I'm feeling whenever I smell it, but it's the only fragrance that gets the type of compliments. You should add some graffiti or something along the trim. Right now, I'm just trying to just copy like a one-to-one visual of what I'm drawing. I may add something later. So, oh, we love a seaweed frag. Yeah, man, and it's the only fragrance that I have that gets the type of compliments that it get. I've gotten compliments on fragrances, but nothing near what I get with this one. Every compliment that I get is very, very intentional. Uh, they kind of go out of their way for it. And usually the ladies will say something like, I've never smelled anything like this, It's a very purposeful compliment getting fragrance. And it's a fragrance that I put on and that I just really enjoy having on my skin. So it works out really well. We'll go black for this one. Shorten that line, and we'll try to create just a little bit of depth here. It's like it's just sitting on top. Create a little bit of depth. It's going to follow along this line, so we'll come about right here and then just follow that through towards the bottom. Some people search around the ruffle line. I don't get too wide. That's fine. We can clean it up if we mess up. Sound like you find a new friend for life right there. Yeah, it ain't bad. Not bad at all. It's definitely one of my top 10. I've been thinking about composing like a true top 10, like what is my literal top 10 fragrances. Because some people say top 10, but it'd be changing from week to week. And I was thinking about like composing a literal, just straight top 10 fragrances in my entire collection. I don't know why I came up top. So I'm down to see that for sure, for sure. What you won't do for love. You tried everything. Don't give up. Man, did you see that versus battle? That debacle that was happening with that? That mess was crazy. I can let you know. So there's a lot more white happening so far as the highlights right in here. But I want to keep that line, but not as dark as that is. And maybe fade it just a little bit like that so it won't be so stark. We'll come in with some white. Actually, instead of white, we'll come in with, take our color picker, select here, and we'll just grab a lighter shade as bright as we can get it. All right here. Grab our brush tool. Come up here and just really lightly brighten this up here. I wasn't trying to go that stark. Too much Tony on that one. But I mean, shoot, it is a really stark white line right there. So we might go ahead and do that. Drop that. Oh God, bro, I'm on the. Gives me a baby daddy now. Oh wow, yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. And it's a lot of it's that it goes so many different directions. A lot of people going a courtesy route and just saying, she got kids. Look out for the other little ones as well. I feel like uh it can go different directions because, like I said, it's a touchy topic, and especially when you're dealing with little ones, um, it can get a little touchy. But yeah, it was a lot of people different, a lot of people with different opinions on it. It's been crazy. Dun 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 dun. Mm-mm-mm-mm. He said, "No, I'm paying for mine. She got food stamps and child support for the others." I heard that. Let me zoom in a little bit. I've been working a little far off. We'll zoom in, add a little bit more I want to get a little bit more heavy-handed right here. I got a call. Be right back. All right, man. Go do your thing. What? There we go. I was wondering what was going on. What you want to do? Ooh, for love. You tried everything. What you want? Got a thing for you. Can't break it. Some people. I'll try and fade this out a little bit. Am I tripping or is this not doing anything? Oh, the opacity is down. Why is opacity down on it? There we go. I felt like I was tripping. I'm like, wait, am I not doing anything? Okay, bag this up. Doesn't look too bad. I feel like a lot of that highlight goes up a little bit more. So we'll come in, brush tool, a little bit of the pink, and we'll stretch some of that up a little bit more. Some people what you want to do. We tried everything. Okay. You you tried everything. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that looks good. I like that. I like that so far. What you want to do for love? You tried everything. I feel like I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna start trying to rush. So I think I'm gonna call it quits here. We'll go ahead and save. Ones. Project. And we'll come back to that later. Listen, I appreciate everybody who dropped by, hung out a little bit. Trill Noel, Ken R3, David Nelson came by, hung out for a little bit. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and probably give me a little bit of rest, and we'll continue this probably tomorrow. I want to start doing more of these art streams and incorporate more of that into the live. So we might start doing more of these. Might start seeing more of these pop up from me. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys soon. Peace.